Okay. Hopefully, this is all working very well. Um, Getting back in. There was no music for the intro because we're on the budget version since any music song that I play nowadays is like wrong. It's always kind of funny how all that works out, or it is flagged. So I go to free music sites and I try to pick a song, and then I pick a song, and then later on, like the artist will be like, "Hey, you know what? Actually, I kind of wanted to make money off that song. Then why was it for free at one point?" So anyway, no music for the intro just for today. I will actually. YouTube has a pretty good library of free music that you can use. Well, anyway, with that being said, what's up, everybody? Thank you so very much for taking a few moments out of your day to join this live stream. This is the fifth live stream in a week. I'm sorry, fifth live stream in the past 5 weeks. So once a week, it's kind of becoming a thing. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm helping folks out, and hopefully, you get something out of this time. I greatly do appreciate each and every one of you for watching the videos so far, liking the videos, and doing all of that wonderful stuff. You all mean the world to me, and I am grateful for that. Let's see who is in the chat today. I see you, Red Ghost, YT. What's up, Red Ghost? Also, one other thing I've been meaning to just ask people is that if others have got like YouTube channels, like we should like get a way that maybe we can help promote, like each other. I've seen a couple of really awesome people on YouTube. One of their names is Echo Stretch. He's been producing videos and on the PlayStation 4 jailbreak scene, and those videos are awesome. They're very, very helpful. They're usually pretty tight and condensed, but anyway, it's really cool to help uplift other people, as they grow their channels, and heck, as I'm especially growing mine. Let's see, Braha, hi, how are you doing? Let's see here. Let's see. Is this? Thank you for your videos on YouTube. Thank you for watching those videos. Gang, John, where can I get PS4 ROMs? Also, there seem to be every link taken down already. Really already. Where can I get ISOs at? Anyway, there is a ton of places where you can get some of that type of stuff. It is unfortunately against the terms and service of YouTube. So I like to kind of keep this account going, but I do tell folks you can always message me on Discord. And I do have another video that I have been working on that I can't publish on YouTube simply because it talks about some of these type of things. But I have created another account on another platform to really help, hopefully, some people. And by the way, like the whole PS4 scene, it's not about like all this like piracy and stuff. Where I do understand it is that some people may or may not be able to afford some of the games depending on where that they live at. And then, obviously I like making backups of my own copies. I've got a pretty big game collection myself. So there you go. Let's see here. So yeah, John, you can always message me or just come over to Discord. I hate to be one of those people that like says Discord, but if you come over there, we might can help you out. Red Ghost, yes, there is free music in YouTube Studio. That is very, very true. I'm using some of it right now. So yeah, definitely want to do that. By the way, I think I should power up the PlayStation. It's actually not turned on right now. Let's see here. Okay, since I did that, it started messing up my other screen. There it goes. It's back again. Let me go right here. And let's see. I recently picked up a PS4 on 9.00 and jailbreaked it. And I need help getting pirated games. John. I don't even know if I'm even saying that right, but yeah, there's places for that. Jan, thumbs up for you. Thanks for giving me a thumbs up. I greatly do appreciate that. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, a thumbs up. I'm probably thinking on the video. Let's see here. How do I install Linux on 9.00? Can we get a tutorial? Let me hit my little KVM switch and get another browser loaded up over here. And yeah, so there is videos. There's videos that I've made. There's videos that a lot of people have made. Let's do something really quick though. Let's see. Go back over here. Let me go into my videos and switch over to that scene. So there we go. And so as far as Linux videos or Linux stuff goes, let's see here. That was back. Let's see. Was it that long ago? I think it was this one. So if you want to, actually, I'll just go to the share link right here. I'll just go to copy. So here, well, this one should take care of you for Linux. And it's also depending on what version of Linux that you want, right? So like that was for Arch, which Arch apparently at 16K views versus Gentoo at 9.2. Yeah, apparently the Linux was, or Arch Linux is maybe a little bit more interesting than that. There is actually a bunch of other folks that have got some really great videos on Linux too. So yeah, like you can, obviously most, folks know of, gosh, drew a blank. Modded Warfare has a lot of videos that's on that too. You can go up here, Modded Warfare, and then go Linux. He has a couple of videos that's on this too, so like you could use like one of these too if you would like to. He always makes really great stuff. Let's see here. Do you think a 9.03 jailbreak will come out soon, and will you be able to jailbreak 9.03? Those are always very interesting questions, mainly because nobody knows. Nobody has a clue whatsoever if there's going to be any sort of jailbreak for 9.03. What I think is kind of interesting here is that if it was me and I have one 9.03 console, here at the house, I've got 4 PS4s total. Everything is pretty much on 6.72, or 2 of them's on 6.72. One of them is just sitting right over here. It's at 9.00. The one that's at 9.00 is what I use. Like it's my main office. All my videos, I use that PS4 for those. But for the most part, what I would do if I've got a 9.03 system is I would go and I would sell it. I would put it on like an eBay or a local like OfferUp or Craigslist or something like that, and I would get rid of it. I wouldn't be waiting on a new exploit for that. I mean, I just wouldn't be waiting on it at all. There is too much goodness right now with the PlayStation 4 9.00 that you would not want to miss that. There's so many good things that's going out. This morning on Reddit, in one of the PS4 Homebrew subreddits, a guy had confirmed that the very latest PS4 Slims that were bought right off of Sony's direct website shipped at 9.00. So Sony is still shipping 9.00 consoles right now, and those things may, at some point, I would say probably sooner rather than later, they may start shipping all 9.03. Usually if it's coming directly from Sony, you're probably going to be getting the latest firmware. I mean, this is how Apple does it, right? With the iPhones and with the iPads and things of that nature. If you get it directly from them, it's usually going to be on a fairly up-to-date version. I hope that helps there. Lorenzo. Hey, Lorenzo, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Good to see you over here. Lorenzo, for those of you who don't know, Lorenzo was on a lot of my original streaming over on Twitch. So at the beginning, you saw kind of like that little intro I had. I used to stream on Twitch a lot more. Twitch was good and great and all of that other type of stuff, but it's this whole process of moving like communities and moving people around. I don't know. I polled and tried. Most everybody wanted me to stay here on YouTube, so they didn't have to go to the Twitch side or sign up for an account or whatever. So anyway, it makes some sense there. Let's see here. Souls. How can I use logme hamachi? Don't know what it is nor how to install it. I've heard it allows you to play online. So there is a couple of different things that you can do for that hamachi. Let's see here. Let me go to. I never did a video on hamachi because typically what happens is that these things, they come around all the time. I'm talking about like these sort of let's play online, everybody. You've got a jailbroken console. You're kicked out of PlayStation Network. Let's go play somewhere else. For the most part, this has just been my experience. For most consoles, those things usually just die. You get a bunch of people that's like all excited about it at the beginning, and then it fades out pretty quickly. Hamachi, the one that you're referring to here, the logme hamachi, that one is, I think, a little bit better simply because there wasn't a whole bunch of configuration that you needed to do. Normally with these things, you need to go into your network settings, like on your Windows machines. I don't know how it works with other flavors of operating systems, but you have to go in, you have to make a bunch of manual changes in order to get it to work. But as far as I understand it with hamachi, again, I've never used it. I've never tried it. Most everything is right there. It's just right off the PS4. So doing a quick search with hamachi, I see there are several videos that is already out there. There's one, let's see. There is these right here, which is a 6.72 hamachi. There was also, let's see, hamachi PS4. And here we go. This one was back in December. So I did cover this on a PlayStation 4 Homebrew News, which I guess I need to bring back at some point. But yeah, this is it. If you want to take a look at it, there's a bunch of things that comes with this. But yeah, it works, fairly well. I don't know. Yeah, so the games. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. The games have to be a certain type that allow things such as like LAN. So this right here is a list of games. So don't think that like your big, huge, gigantic collection of games is going to just all of a sudden work perfectly fine over here on hamachi. Excuse me. So like Borderlands, Call of Duty. Ooh, that brings up a brand new topic, right? For Call of Duty and Activision being bought out by Microsoft. Yeah, here's those type of games. All right, let me check and see what else do we have here. John says, I will contact you. Okay, so man, I hope they jailbreak 9.03. Oh no, are you serious, Red Ghost? Your daughter updated your PS4 to 9.03? Oh, I would not be happy. Yeah, I would not be happy at all. There's a bunch of precautionary measures. Yeah, I mean, I already know this is done, right? But there's a bunch of other like precautionary measures that you can put in to your home network so that that doesn't happen again. Let's see if I'm logged in with my GitHub account. Let's see. Let me go to repositories here, and then this one. Let me switch over to this real quick. Okay. So this was something that, I don't know, I updated it again 11 days ago, but this is a link to where I started, putting some of the new jailbreak stuff that I saw. If anybody wants to help or wants to contribute to it, let me know. I am horrible at keeping this type of stuff updated. I like to talk about it and do a video or whatever, but then I forget about it. But I did add that one in, and so it's right here. It's just DNS servers. So obviously there's the DNS servers. Well, this is obviously for another host, but right here, DNS entries. You can block every single thing that is their updates by adding these to something like a Raspberry Pi and like Pi-hole, which is one of the, it's just basically a filter or a block. So anyway, I'm really sorry to hear that your daughter updated your PS3 to a PS4 to 9.03. Let's see here. I have looked it up and using VPN. What else do I need? Honestly, John, I know we'll talk about this over on Discord later, but a VPN network, and I would say, and this is just a good kind of thing for everybody, Downloader 2. So yeah, a good VPN client is always really good. The other thing is that you're going to want to download this. This is called a Downloader. So this is the tool that I use to download my legal files. And so you can go right here to Windows and whatever you've got. I've got x64, and you download this installer. And so what happens is that this takes over for the management. So if you have files that may be setting on sites like, OneFisher or some of those others, this is basically a download manager for you. Stay tuned, because I do have a full walkthrough that I've been working on that will be a little bit easier for people to kind of like follow along, if you're looking to maybe grab some stuff. But yeah, Downloader is what I would recommend. Yeah, Downloader 2. It's a full manager, and on those sites, I think I was saying about it, but I forgot. But those sites that have like time limits where they only give you the high speed for like 1 hour, what it does is that after that hour elapses, then it will go ahead and try to keep downloading that file. So it takes care of all that management. Also, it does things such as uncompress files. So if you get a whole pile of RAR files, it will uncompress those for you. So whenever you're back at your computer, everything's done, everything's unzipped, and it's just ready for you to copy over to your hard disk drive. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff, at least in my opinion, that you get with this. This is completely free, obviously. It's what I use. Let's see, what else do we have over here? Burke, hi. Hey. How are you doing, man? Hopefully you are doing really, really, really well. Good to see you back again. Thank you for being here last week. I know I saw you in the chat last week, so thanks for swinging on back around. Austin Caldwell, Crump 2024. Everybody would be getting PlayStation 4s. Everyone gets PlayStation 4s. I don't know what type of rules that I would want to imply or force people to do there, but I don't know. Let's see, John, Michael, do you know if I can use or change your USB to normal again after making the jailbreak enabler? Yeah, absolutely you can. So let's do this right here. Let's go to my desktop again. So So here is, I don't use it anymore simply because I've got the Raspberry Pi method. But here is my USB that is the jailbreak, the USB jailbreak thing. Let me plug this in. Okay, so I plugged that into my computer. And the reason I plugged that back into my computer is that if you go down to the very bottom where it shows your search and you type in like disk management or disk manager, you'll get this right here. And this is mine on where I'm currently at. So here is my USB stick that has the exFAT hack on it. So you can just come right back into this right here, and then you can either delete this whole volume, and it's okay, it'll just show you've got unallocated space, or you can come back up here, and then you can go to just where it says format. So if you do format, you can just format the stick like that. It may be best just to take this right here and then just go ahead and then just remove it completely. So, I'm actually using right now, I'm using an older version of my jailbreak. So let's update it then. So I'm actually going to do this. So let's take this one and we're going to do the delete volume part. Make sure it's your USB drive. And let's come back here. I was wrong. Come back here. Let's go to format. And for the file system here, I'm just going to put it back at exFAT. It won't matter because right now we're just trying to get rid of it. All right, so let's remove all of the data that's on this drive. And I think it said it was finished, didn't it? Can I delete now? And I don't think I paid enough attention. Let's see, did it do that? Let's go okay. And then okay. All right. And then, let's see, delete. The request is not supported. Huh. I don't remember having an issue with that before. So create and format the disk is what I'm using right here. Let's see if it loads up this time. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully this may be helpful. Okay, so there it goes. Right here, it's saying 500 megabyte raw. So that's okay. So now what I would want to do is, okay, I have no clue. Why is it saying that? Okay. All right, here we go. Here's that drive. I'm going to format it this way. Close. Now, I should be able to delete right there. Jeez, what's going on? Anyway, it doesn't really matter because, yes, you can reuse this. Actually, it should be working or active right now. Okay, so let's go back here. What screen is it on? Let's go start. Okay. Close. Oh, okay. So here is that drive. Here is that drive. I still don't get why it wouldn't allow me to remove that partition. I may have to go back and look and see what's going on there. Let's see here. So anyway, I was trying to get rid of that existing drive. And here is what I believe this is now. So let's see if we can refresh. So 508 megabytes, exFAT. Okay. And now, if we go to, let's see, we're going to go to Windows. Let's see. So I'm going to go to a tool. So I'm going to update my USB drive right now. Okay, so there was a newer version of the exFAT hack image. So let's go and check that one out. So this is going to be with WinDisk Imager, which is what I'm going to put back onto that USB drive. And let's just go exFAT PS4 GitHub, and here is where that main repo lives. And then this one right here is the updated image. So we're just going to go download here. Okay, so now that image has been downloaded. Let's swing back over to our tool, and I am going to navigate out. Okay, so there it is. And then devices, drive letter D. I only have one USB in the system right now. So now I'm just going to go ahead and hit right and hit yes here. And that was lightning fast. Okay, so it's done. That was really, really, really quick. So now, if I go to the, so now if we head back over, and let's just say I'm in this folder and I click on my D drive, this is what it should say. Okay, so that was a long roundabout way of doing it. But we now have the latest exFAT image, and it's on our USB, which I've been meaning to update that. So thanks for the question. Let's see, what else do we have in here? So let's see. All right, so how do I remove a corrupted save game on 9.00? How do you remove a corrupted game save? So there is also a folder where all of those saves are at on your PS4. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a save game that was completely hosed where I couldn't do anything with it. Yeah, I don't know. For the most part, I would probably also, well, you could also try. Oh, I don't know if that would work. I'm thinking if like a rebuild database or anything would work, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I would probably take the route of looking for the save where the save game files are stored on the PlayStation 4 and deleting it from there. Let's see here. Hamachi looking a little scam. I don't know why. Yeah, it could be that way. Let's see. Hey, Michael, do you reckon I should update to... This is by Mark Campbell. Hopefully, Mark, you're still here. Sorry, I'm just chatting away today. I have had a lot of coffee. Hey, Michael, do you reckon I should update to 9.00 for game compatibility? No backports or stay on 5.05. Mark, my opinion of the updates has been changing, and it's been changing drastically. The main reason it's been changing is because of this little device right here. So I've got a green screen, so it probably will be transparent, but this is the Raspberry Pi Zero. This Pi really changes things for the jailbreak stuff, and I'll tell you why. Mainly because if you can get a Raspberry Pi, and they're very hard to get right now, you can automate pretty much the entire jailbreak sequence. There's no such thing, just like I was saying before, even though I've got my little thumb drive, that's got the latest and greatest of PS4 jailbreak, I never really use it. And that's because the Raspberry Pi, you can have full, complete emulation. There's no soldering. There's nothing that's required. You get a Raspberry Pi, and you get a micro USB cable. You keep this plugged into your PlayStation 4, and you never have to deal with any of this USB stuff ever again. And you can even get it to automatically do the jailbreak for you. So when you turn on your PlayStation 4, it will navigate to where it needs to be and will run the jailbreak for you. There is a timing issue, or there was a timing issue in the latest one. as far as like clicking OK to get rid of the eject for the USB disk. But anyway, some pretty cool stuff that you can do right now with these Raspberry Pi boards. If I was at 5.05, I personally would probably stay on 5.05, but I have a 6.7. I have two 6.72 machines. In my 6.72 machine, one of them is probably going to be getting the 9.00 treatment, simply because the backports, those are just not that great. I just am just tired of this whole like process of backporting. 9.00, all your games are going to run. They're going to run flawlessly. Yeah, I don't know. That's my take on it. Let's see here. Pixel Catcher says you can host like a WoW server or something like this in a LAN over internet. Yeah, you're referring to all the hamachi stuff. So I've been out of the loop for a while. Hey, Leo, how are you doing? F-Package allows stuff to be installed. Does that mean games that are backported have to be in a F-Package as well? So, Leo, let me make sure I understand the question here. So, F-Package, what that tool does is that it allows you to create a package file that Sony or the PlayStation 4 will be able to understand. It's really that it's a packager. It packages files. So like you got, going back to like zip files or RAR files, those are just packagers. They package all the files in there. The files themselves are completely like separate. So what this backport in this example is that a game comes out and maybe it's using a certain library that's in like version, 7, like 7 or 8. Well, if you're running on 6, what they do is there's a couple of different folders that's usually on, once you extract the game. It's like a SE or Sony Computer Entertainment sys directory. They basically take those same files that's missing and put them back inside of that package and then re-put it together using fake package. So I don't know if that made any sense whatsoever, but to help you understand, yes, fake package is used by every single person outside of Sony that or developers, the real developers, in order to install software. Everybody has to do it, and the fake package is based off of some open source implementations of it. So it's not exactly the same as Sony's, but it's very, very identical. Burke says, I don't know, still seems to be better. Download speed, stability, and safety. Okay, JDownloader is golden for downloading them games. I agree 100% there. Let's see, I want to install a game that has DLCs. I own the base game, but none of my discs work at all, and the game has a bunch of numbered files such as R.0, R.02. So Souls, more than likely what you're seeing there with those R dots, you just need something that is like WinRAR. So, yeah. WinRAR is all that you need, and those .r. Here's what I was typing, thinking that people could see me. You just need a copy right here of WinRAR. That will get you taken care of with that. Let's see. Sinister Sky says, my PS4 does not start the first time, but the second or the third time that the system repairs. And then the PS4 starts. Any way to fix this? So, Sinister, I have had what you're referring to, and I'm going to give you an answer that you're probably not going to like. And what that answer is that I've had, it's just according to a couple of things. One of them is that, just make sure, your system's all good and cleaned out. There isn't anything weird about it that's making it like overheat. or anything like that. Let me fix the screen again. Now, here we go. But get rid of this sound right over here. But I've had some massive problems before with the PS4, but it's mainly because I think that I've given it a lot of trouble. Initialization works out great. I actually had to initialize this PS4, I think mainly because I've just been playing around with it a little bit too much. The good news is that I've never actually broken a PS4 to the point to where I couldn't come back in and I couldn't initialize. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that would help. Sometimes that happens, especially with these jailbreaks. What I would say, Sinister, also is that you could just not run the jailbreak, like normal, run the system like normal, and then maybe turn it off and turn it back on and see kind of, is that same pattern happening, or is it only happening with the jailbreak. Okay, let's see. What else do we have in here? Okay, what happens to a stalled package after a PS4 reboot? Nothing. Well, it will try to finish installing them. So like right over here, it will continue to try to install them. But if it can't, it just can't. It'll eventually just kind of like give up. That's been my opinion for that. Let's see. If I hard reset my PS4 and sign into my PS account, would that block my account? So return SUBU. Hopefully you're still hanging out here with me. So you can't sign into the PlayStation Network ever again. If you decide to go the route of a jailbreak, you can't go back into the PlayStation Network. It won't work, or it will work, but you have to update to 9.03. That's the only way you can get back on PlayStation Network. You can't fake it. You can't do anything like that. You just can't get a jailbroken console back onto the PlayStation Network. So, yeah, you don't have much to worry about there then. Okay, here. I love the questions. Got a nice little pattern here going. I love this right here. Okay, so Burke, yes, Burke, I agree completely. The exFAT Pico image that we just put on this drive right here is definitely a lot better. There was some improvements, and I know I did a video on this too. So primarily the reason that they had created that version is simply because they wanted to get the exFAT Pico onto these small devices. Now, this is an ESP32 that I did a video on, and with this one right here, with those very small, this only has 4 megabytes on it. So with the new Pico image being, super tiny, it will now fit on disk. It's the same thing for like these right here. This is the D1 Mini. This is the ESP8266 board. So this one right here, also it has 4 megabytes. 4 megabytes of total storage. Now you could put that USB image file on those things. Now, it's not going to work exactly as you're probably thinking, but if you do have the ESP32-S2, then it can do the USB emulation. This one, unfortunately, is just going to do the host, which is just the ESP32. Let me switch back over here, and let's see, what else do we have here? So, generic channel. Hey, Michael, could you please advise me if you think I should update from my PS4 Pro 6.72 to 9? And I haven't had any kernel panics in the last 39 tries. Generic, that's a very good question. And I was talking a bit briefly about this before. Personally, I have two 6.72 machines, but I think that's about to be down to just one 6.72 machine. Um, I'm planning on taking at least one of those machines and going ahead and going up to 9.00. The main reason for that is that the jailbreak process, especially using the Raspberry Pi Zero, um, it's just so good now. Like I, I hate to be like one of those people that's like, oh, it's so awesome, but it is great. The hardest part is trying to find a Raspberry Pi. So yeah, you can emulate the USB with that. You plug it in one time to your PlayStation 4, you never unplug it again. Like, you're that good. You can do web administration on the Raspberry Pi. So if I want to connect to that Raspberry Pi and maybe I want to do some web administration work, then I can do that. And it's pretty easy. Hit this button right over here. Switch back over to my other machine. So my Raspberry Pi is plugged in. It's on my PS4 right now. So now, if I go over here and let's go to a new web browser, and let's go to, what is it? Is it pi0.local? I think this is it. Let's see. 10.0.0.95. Oh, don't tell me the IP has changed. All right, I'm not sure if the IP has changed on there. I have to see if it can boot up. But anyway, it's pretty cool that you can do like local administration and more stuff on there. Burke says, all disk management working weird. Just try normal format on it. Yeah, you could definitely do that instead of format it the way I did. Sudo delete what was that? Sudo delete partition by Lorenzo. That's hilarious. I love it. Yes, that is how we would have done it back in the day for sure. Let's see, what else do we have in here? So username is not in the sudoers file. The incident will be reported. Okay, so I have a slim and I have a fat PS4. Well, I have no issues booting into Linux, but on the slim, on install, it keeps going to the rescue mode. Yeah, so Zach, let me know, what flavor of Linux were you trying there? Next up, we see Sinister says, my PS4 does not start in the very first time. Oh, the second time. Okay, I think that was relating to that other question. Hard to find 500 megabyte flash drives. Burke, you are correct. That 500 megabyte flash drive, this one right here, the whole reason that I actually have this one is that this was used for the original Xbox, which if you check out my YouTube community page, you'll see that I play a lot of OG Xbox. If you really, really wanted to get down to it, as far as like gaming systems right now, I play my Xbox, my original Xbox, I would say at least 4 times a week. At any given time, I'm usually playing a couple of games on there. Secondly, I play a lot of Wii. And then it's usually PS4. The PS4, though, in my opinion, has some of the, and I know the homebrew scene with like the Wii is, and by the way, I've hacked all of those. I've got videos on a lot of those too. The PS4 scene, I don't know, it just feels great. The PS4 scene. I don't know, the Wii scene was okay. I mean, I was in all of these, right? Like if you were here for the last stream, and I still haven't moved it, but I showed everybody my custom GameCube that I had built back in the day, along with the Cube mod chip that I put in it. I did this a long time ago. So gotta love some old school consoles, right? But there is one or two things that I've noticed that I missed out on for consoles. And one of those was the PS Vita. I never have owned the PlayStation Vita. Never. I've also never owned a PlayStation TV. That's kind of crazy in my mind. I was really big into the PSP or the PlayStation Portable. That one was a whole lot of fun. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have here? Is there a Dreamcast emulator for the PlayStation 4? Why, yes, Francesco. I think, maybe did I say that right? Maybe not. I don't know. There is one. If you just do Dreamcast PS4, you'll probably find it. Jack Bill says, you mentioned not using the DNS IP settings that Modern Warfare and Mr. Mario say to use. Do I just reset internal settings and do it from? So it's depending on when did I say that, or what was I meaning by that? So let me switch back to my PlayStation here. So in the PlayStation world, if I go to all the way over here, and let's just say we're going into settings, and then we go into our network, and then looking at setting up a connection. All this is on custom. We're going to go to this one, Roll Tide, even though we lost that last game. DNS settings. Here I have these set up as manual, mainly because of the Raspberry Pi that I have set up. The primary and the secondary DNS that I think you're probably talking to is what I had posted in that GitHub before. That links you out to another host. It's fine to use those other hosts. For the most part, I'm not that big of a fan of all of these like thousands of different hosts that's out there. Local is the only way that I would go. I mean, at this point, it's just so much faster. I've got this little thing right here plugged in, this little ESP32 device right now. And if I showed you like the speed, of that, let's see, no, not Pi 0. Well, okay, back up. Okay. The speed, I don't know. The speed of not having to go out to another host or to go out to the internet, that's just one other thing. Oh, actually, I unplugged it when I plugged in that USB stick. I don't know why all my controls are so far away from me. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. Hopefully that helps. I mean, obviously, use whatever you would like. I just don't think at this point, I'm not interested in all of these like millions of different hosts that's out there. There's like sites now that just do reviews of the host. I don't know. It just seems weird to me when you could just do it all local. You know what I mean? And this is even if you don't have any of these like ESP32 devices or Raspberry Pis or any of that other stuff, you can create a local host to serve this off of using XAMPP or something like that for Windows, or use an Apache server, or heck, you can even use like an Android phone, that's rooted, to serve up these pages. But like right here is so this right here, you can see now it's actually got the light on there. This is PS4 Web AP, which is just located right here. And then if I go into this, I don't think I've got a password set up. We'll see. If I go okay, manual, and that does need to change to 10.1.1.1, and then next, automatic, do not use, and then back. And you know what? Let me just see if if that will pick it up. I think I may need to clear my web browser cache. Let's see. Yeah, so this is running just off of this little device right here. I mean, super, super, super fast. And so obviously it's not loading up these super fancy, web pages or anything like that. You don't need any of that type of stuff. One other thing that we could do here while we're going to go and take a few more questions is I am going to restart this PS4. And while that's restarting, we'll take a few more questions. Let's just see how much of a difference that it takes with that new exFAT Pico image. Let's see here. Sinister says, oopsie, lost that thing. Let's see. My PS4 does not start the first time, but the second and third time. Oh, I think is that the same one? Is there a way to install? So Renzo says, is there a way to install PKGs, games and apps, onto an external USB drive? If I run the package install from the external drive, it installs on the internal one. So Renzo, I did cover that in a video that I don't know may help you a little bit. Let me come back over here and let me go to, let me head over to this video that I have, and I am pretty positive that I covered that before. Let's see. Sorry, trying to get back over to my thing. Can everybody still hear me okay? Just checking in, making sure everybody can hear me well. Let's see. So I'm looking for the way to install the PKGs from the external hard drive. Yeah, I think I put that in the video of 8 tips for working with PS4 game backups. Let's see. Run retail games. Move games to USB. Okay. Yeah, here you go. We'll go to this. And so, yeah, so right here is where you can do that. It's all in the storage accounts. Let me go to this little chapter marker, and let's go right here, and let's go to share and copy, and there you go. If you want to, check that out. Okay, here. Loving the questions today. All of you are awesome. Greatly do appreciate it. Okay, so I think I just lost my place again, which for some reason, I like to do things completely sequentially. I like to go at the top of the list and work my way down. So let me see if I can find where I was at. Okay, so, I could not miss this question right here. This is by Furon Empire. Michael, how to pick up girls with a jailbroken PS4? Well, I am an older married man, so I'm not exactly sure how people would pick up girls with a PlayStation 4. What I would suggest, though, is that you could always use the PlayStation 4 for like, hey, want to play some games with me? They can come hang out with you, and then from there, you turn on your PlayStation 4, and you start off the date with Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 2, and then you finish up with Unmetal, which is another one of my favorite games for the PlayStation 4, and then from there, there is nothing that says love like some pirated movies. Just don't get a romantic comedy that's like a pirated movie. Just get something else. So that is how I think I would use my PlayStation 4 if I were to invite a girl over to hang out with me. So hopefully that helped a little bit. Burke says, "Hey, yeah, I saw the auto jailbreak feature on WizWiki video, and it's looking a little scary. So let me know, Burke, why you're saying that for. The reason that I'm asking you that is that when I did my video of that, let me go to my videos here and let me head to this one right here. So for those of you that do not know what we're referring to, it is this right here. So let's go to this one. And I don't think I plugged in my audio. Let me just see if this audio works. Hands off at this point. And as you can see, it is going through the options. It has landed on settings. It's going up to user guide. And now it's clicking on user guide. And it's going to run the exploit. Okay, it says loading. There we go. USB emulation is happening. It says do not close until the dialog box. I'm turning on my controller. Okay. And once this dialog box disappears, I'm going to hit the X button. And you're done. And there we go. The jailbreak has been done. Okay, so I know you didn't get audio on that. I don't think I hooked up audio for some reason for this PC. I did hook up the PS4's audio, but I never put it on the PC. But yeah, you can definitely do this automatic jailbreak thing right in here. I started adding these chapter markers, and I found that I've been using the chapter markers and probably anybody else has been using, because I was like, okay, where's that at in this video? And I was able to scroll down here and find it pretty quick. But yeah, Burke, that's in there. So for the most part, I guess I can kind of see where you may be coming from, with, is the jail, is the person that's like wrote the software for this, are they going to do something like, I don't know. There's just not a lot of data that I think that you can grab off of somebody's PlayStation 4. I mean, it's not got like, I don't know, credit card information or anything like that. Maybe a list of the games that they have been watching or something. I don't know. There's a few things that, I just don't know what people would do with that. So let's see, what else do we have in here? So I think, Renzo, you're covered. I definitely answered how to pick up girls with a jailbroken PS4. And then let's see, I saw that auto jailbreak on. Yeah. Okay. Lorenzo, I bet you've already left at this point, but Lorenzo, hopefully you have a good night. Let's see here. I just saw your video how to transfer internal games to jailbroken one, but can I unjailbreak and activate the jailbreak again? So John, every single time when you reboot your console is then unjailbroken. Every time you reboot. The jailbreak is not persistent. So you do not get a persistent jailbreak with the PlayStation 4. None of them are persistent. That's something that we can look forward to, hopefully, at one point. So, like, for example, the PlayStation 3, there's custom firmware for that where the jailbreak is persistent after every reboot. Tons of other consoles, it's the same way. I was just talking about my Xbox, right? So I have a TSOP Xbox. Had 2 solder points. Anyway, this is one that I did a while back. That one is persistent. after every reboot. PlayStation 4, not persistent. You're always going to have to run the jailbreak until we get something that's even a little bit lower level where we can actually write, to that those sections of the PlayStation 4. But it's not there yet. Will it be there? Probably so. And if I was a betting person, that's where that 5.x firmware, and especially if you have the original hardware for the PlayStation 4, those you probably are in the best shot of anybody of having custom firmware. So like right now, for example, on the PlayStation 3, custom firmware exists. Does it exist for all models? Nope, it sure doesn't. Like the Super Slim, so there's like 3 models of the PlayStation 3. There's the Fat, there's the Slim, and then there's the Super Slim. For the Fat, all of those models can run custom firmware because those were the original. The middle one, which was the Slims, not all of them can. Some of them can, though, but not all of them. And then the Super Slims, none, at least to my best of my knowledge, allows you to do that. Let's see here. So Soul says, I personally use 7-zip because WinRAR has that annoying pop-up. Yes, absolutely, Souls. You can use 7-zip instead of WinRAR. I would probably suggest that too. Don't use WinRAR unless you have to. Let's see here. I think somebody's replying into that one. Means the hard drive's dying soon. Okay, so John says, so I can't unjailbreak and sign in. So I can't unjailbreak and sign in and then rejailbreak. Yeah, hopefully I explained that, John, that you kind of got that now. It says, Furon says, technically you can do some operations to enable downgrading your PS4, update to PS 9.03. So yeah, there is a good point there, and that is that there are instructions that shows you that you can downgrade a PS4. I had some of those instructions. Let's see. Downgrade. Let's go to this one. And let me bring this up over here. So there is some instructions for downgrading the PlayStation 4. Now, the reason I don't really want to go too deeply into these downgrade instructions here is simply because it's extremely, extremely difficult to do. This is the user manual for this, and so let's see. Let's use, what is it? Should we use onefisher.com? Let's do this right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the files right here. And let me go to download here. And let me do an upgrade.pdf. Let's see. Let's send this. And that's fine. Okay, so this link right here, copy link address. So you can all go and hit this link right here if you would like to, in order to get your own copy of this manual that I've got here. But the TLDR is that yes, it is possible. For the most part, rather difficult to pull off. Okay, let's see. So I think that answered your question there, Furon. Let's see, Souls also helped answer that. I'm located in the Netherlands. Michael, and Raspberry Pi 2.0 is very easy to get. I can order one today and have it here tomorrow. Already have one home for 6.72. Yeah, so generic channel. I'm in the US, and it is an absolute pain for me to be able to get a Raspberry Pi Zero. I mentioned this on the Raspberry Pi Zero, but the only reason that I have one of these is because of you all. I live in the Seattle, Washington area, So there is obviously Seattle's a big tech area. I work in tech. All of my friends work in tech, and it was one of you that actually gave me that Raspberry Pi. I did give a little bit of money. I feel bad though because these are $10, and even though the person gave it to me, I gave them 15. Now thinking back on it, I'm like, maybe I was super cheap. Like maybe I should have been oh, you know what? Since these are $60, at least here in the US, maybe I should have thrown an extra, $15 in there. Burke says, I'm using a lot of Xbox 360 Flash games too. Still my favorite console of all time. Yeah, the Xbox 360 is pretty amazing. I got a couple of things in the mail that was related to the Xbox 360. Burke, if you're still around, I'm going to show them to you real quick. Okay, the first item that I got in the mail, I'm just making sure my address is not showing, is I got one of these. Xbox 360 Ace V3 chips. So this is just a simple mod chip. Let's see. What do you think of the Ace chips? So completely still in shrink wrap. And do you think I just bought one Ace? What is this called again? Ace V3? No, of course not. How many did I buy? Uh-oh. I had no clue how many of these that I bought. Well, I bought 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. I didn't know I bought 3 of those. Anyway, yeah, these are great for Xbox 360s. I've got a bunch of Xbox 360s around here too. Well, not really a bunch. I think I've got 3. Usually whenever I'm 3 consoles, that's enough. And then the other thing that I got that you may be interested in, Burke, is that, again, I'm checking making sure my addresses aren't on all these things, is I got this right here, which was the X-Flasher 360. I know you're probably thinking, this dude's got this stuff, and it's never even been out of a package before. And yeah, you are true. Yeah, everything is still completely in the shrink wrap state. So there is that chip. The X-Flasher 360. Yeah, I don't know. I've been wanting to get around to that, but I just haven't. Maybe I'll get to it at some point. All right, let's see how many people I have drove away. Let's see what else we've got in here today. Michael, if you want, I have 6 PlayStation TVs. Oh, okay. Cypher, let me know. I will gladly pay shipping for that. You know where to find me. And I will try to make sure that I can find you too. Your name has now been added to one of my little lists here to make sure that I follow up with. I would be more than happy to pay for shipping for that. I've been really wanting a PlayStation TV. Let's see here. Zach says, I was using Modded Warfare's custom Fedora. I also tried to run PSIX Arch, and I have many different BZ images. Possibly there isn't a good BZ image for my model. Zach, if you want to, and if this is helpful for you, you can always head over to my Discord, and then in the Discord drop it in there, because there's a lot of people that's a lot smarter than I am, especially with all of the Linux stuff. I did those Linux videos, but after I did those Linux videos, I will admit I don't use Linux on my PS4 for nothing. I have my main Linux machines. If you look back on my channel, I'm a big fan of Arch Linux just for my computer. And so I've got Arch Linux. I've also used Kali Linux, which is the security version of Linux. But I do not use Linux on my PlayStation 4. Don't really have a intention to do that. So that's where I would say lean on some of these other people that does it a lot more, that spends a lot more time with it. Awesome. Caro is the best host. Yeah, so Caro is definitely a great one. Let's see what's in here. Cypher, you crack me up. Awesome, Cypher. Yeah. Yes, we can hear you. Sorry, I'm just now catching up to the chat. So I have 40K. Sweet. Awesome. Okay, I missed that part in your video. The auto jailbreak feature. Does it work after a console restart? So the answer to that is yes. The auto jailbreak feature does work after you reboot the console. Speaking of reboot, I was starting to reboot. Thought I'd kick that off. Maybe something else happened. Let's see here. Geez, how I missed that thing. All right, so let's see here. It says, I don't know why One Fisher is not working in my country, but my browser keeps giving your device. Huh. So Burke, if you can't get that file that I distributed, that PDF file, you can always come over to Discord and I can give it to you over there. Okay, it says, good morning. Hey, Vil, how are you doing today? Good morning from the Philippines. Philippines, awesome. Glad to have you here. Let's see here. I don't know much about that chip stuff, but my Xbox 360 is the 2005 model launch version, and the hard drives are flashed after unboxing the console. So, Burke, did you actually do the jailbreak then? Because in my mind, with the Xbox 360s, your main option is to use one of these chips and then use another system glitch or a sysglitch feature. So yeah, let me know. That would be pretty interesting. Let's see. Doom or Dom says, hey, is there a way I can play my PS4 games that are on my hard drive from my regular PS4 on my jailbroken PS4 without using my regular account? So help me out there a little bit. Maybe you put something down in there. I'm downloading 63 gigabytes of MAME games to my Linux machine as we speak, and it's taking 80 years. 63 gigabytes, yeah, that takes a lot of that will take a lot of time there. Okay, Soffer, I am going to hit you up on your Discord, or I'm going to hit you up on Discord for sure, because I definitely want to see what we can do there. Drop this in here. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Notepad. All right. Very cool. Let's see. What else do we have here today? So, there's been quite a bit of other kind of fun things. Has everybody tried out the new Lappy 1.02? Actually, yeah, 1.02 icon mask. There's a new version of it that's out. So let's do something here. Let's switch over and let's go to Lappy, Twitter, PS4, and let's go to this one. And let's take the latest version of this. So let's go to, trying to get there we go. It's waking up now. It is waking up. Got to switch back over. And let me go to this scene right here. Okay. So here is the latest version. And you know what? I believe I have downloaded this already. So once my PS4 boots back up, I can copy that over. I have been wanting to take a look at this right here and seeing what all that this does. Hey, Zan, Z-I-N-E. What's up? How are you doing today? Hopefully you are doing very well. See if I can get my PS4 back in an FTP state. So one thing that I do know is that with the one thing that I do know is that with the next Golden that you see right here. Well, I don't have Golden installed at the moment, and you can't see it because I need to switch the scene again. Okay. Is that those settings of automatically starting an FTP, there's going to be like a configuration file for those. At least this is what I'm hearing. So let's do something. Let's go to network and let's test out, first off, this ESP32 device. And so let's go. I think we may be on that already. Maybe, maybe not. Custom. All right, let's see how fast this thing really is. So setting up internet connection. And manual, next, okay. And now we're going to go to the user guide. Nice. And loading exploit. Okay. And then pop-up notification. So I'm using the new image. I'm not getting anything. Hopefully it wrote that image on there properly. Forget it. I have another one somewhere around here too. Insert the USB drive. There we go. Well, the other method is using the Raspberry Pi that I already have in there too. Yeah, I must have either messed up my USB drive when I was getting rid of the that older version of exFAT. Yeah, I got a lot of junk on my table here today. So an alternative to that is actually using the one with the Raspberry Pi. This was the one that you don't have to do anything else with it. So we'll go to network and we're going to go to setup connection. Nope, I don't want that one. Go back. We'll go back to custom and Wi-Fi network. It is going to be this Roll Tide one and automatic. Do not specify. And this, I do need to go back and double check to see what IP address my device is on. So let's go to, sorry about this. It's so hard to do a simple jailbreak some days, isn't it? Devices. Let's see here. Let's go to Xfinity. Let's see what we've got here. Well, let's see if I can get this to come up. Connect. Sometimes like I've got too many devices on the network. again. Let's try. Let's see if this works. If it doesn't, that's okay. We'll see if we get something here. Okay. So, do you know anything about making backups of modded packages and using them on current PS firmware? So, yes, I do have a video on making backups. Are you talking about Backports or what are you talking about there, Ninja? But I did a 2022 guide that has all of the latest and greatest ways to make backups or to make fake packages. Let me clear this one out, and let's see if this works. Let's see. All right, I'm rebooting it. Some days. Mine was probably all supportable one back then because my tech friend tells me not to buy that console. Let's see. Zahn says, if we do a jailbreak 9.00, can we use disk? Zahn, the disk work perfectly fine. Yeah, there's no issues whatsoever. You can easily play a disk if you run the jailbreak. I've done it many times, and I've never had a problem with that before. Can you use disk-based games too? So, Burke, can you use disk-based games? So, yes, you can use disk-based games. Do you have a PS4 Slim? If yes, that's what the BZ image for Wi-Fi. So, SHA4AN, I do have a PS4 Slim, and that one, I never tried to get it on Linux. The only one that I've used for Linux has been my local 9.00 PS4 that I keep in my office area. Is there any way to install games from a NAS on a PS4? That's actually a really good question there. Oscar, can you install games from a NAS on a PS4? Well, there's a couple of different repositories or GitHub repositories that's out there that will allow you to do things, such as remotely install packages. So remote package installer is like one of those. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of visuals that would come with that. But Homebrew Explorer, Payload Guest. Let's see. Thought I had it on here. Maybe I don't. I must have taken it off. But yeah, that was one of them. You could use that. That won't pull it off of a NAS server. But yeah, for the most part, you can use different. There's like a repo manager. Gosh, I can't even think of it today. But hit me up on Discord since I can't talk. Let me see. What else do we have on here? So good HBU, Homebrew. What does that mean, Zahn? Good HBU. Hey, Renito. Hello, Michael. Hopefully you're doing very well. Zahn says, do you suggest buying a PS4 and jailbreak to 9.00 or buy an Xbox Series S? Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I would go PS4 all the way. The PS4 with what you can do with Homebrew right now, I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. The Xbox Series S, you can get a developer mode, but you do have to pay additionally for that. I believe it's $20 for an individual. an individual license. But yeah, for the most part, I would go with the PS4. But I mean, that's coming from a guy that's been like a PlayStation fan, for like ever. I mean, I remember when me and my buddy, when PlayStation 1 came out and then the original Resident Evil came out, I just remember both of us like playing that game like the entire night. So I go back in the PlayStation world. I do love some Xbox stuff, but anything like Xbox One X, I don't touch it. I've never really cared for it. Is the current system on 9.00 you are showing us on your stream your main system that you use? So generic channel, yes, the system that you see that is simply right over here. This is what I usually just make all of my videos off of. I do have 4 PS4s, but this one right here is what I use for all of my videos. For the most part, I don't really play games on this. The games that you'll see that's on here, so like this one, there's a video that I have that's coming out like tomorrow, I think, that's on using PKG Ripper. And so I got a full video that's coming out on that. The only reason I picked this game was because it was small, and it was also a game that supported the patches. This one we just installed on stream. Contra, because you gotta love Contra. There's actually an amazing manual that's in that thing that's pretty neat to check out. Call of Duty doesn't work. Area 51, love it. Unmetal. This was also used for a video for Mud Runner. This is the one where we activated the DLC that was on the game disc itself in order to to use the DLC was basically locked on the disc. And then Metal Gear Solid was also for another test that I was doing. So yeah, I don't really use that one as often for gaming. Lethal V3. I had to check that out. I'm really confused about the jailbreak thing. I never did it and still want to buy a PS4. Cost the PC hardware and GPUs are overpriced. Zion, there isn't a lot, I would say, to be confused about as far as the PS4 jailbreak goes. Yeah, you can, it's very easy. It's very straightforward. There's absolutely nothing that's in there that makes it difficult. All that you really need is a USB flash drive, and yeah, just a USB flash drive is the main thing that you need, and that's really it. You don't need anything else, and it does open up a whole world of different types of applications. Okay, so let's see. Let me know, Shannon, what your question was. Console's gonna blow up. Michael XD, there is too much device trying to activate the gold hen at the same time. Yes, that is true. Caesar, news for 9.03. Yeah, there's not any news. The other thing that I was gonna say about this 9.03 stuff is that, and I did a video on 9.03 stuff, or well, on some of the fakes that's out there. But right now, in the YouTube world, as far as this goes, and I did a search for this not too long ago. Let's go 9.03. So check this out. This is all over the place on YouTube. Look at the views that this is getting. This is 94,000 views. This one right here is at 79,000. Now this one's okay. This person does do some legit work. This right here, I believe this is the one that has the virus. There was one of these that I went to, and it was nothing but a virus. And they put these inside of these fake jailbreak things. This one, PS4 Jailbreak 9.03 tutorial. What in the world are you talking about? This doesn't exist, or it's not out there for the public just yet. Well, I don't know if it exists at all either, but this is just like this is just so crazy. 9.03 isn't available, right? Highest is 900. This type of stuff like goes on out there, and I don't know, I'm just amazed by the junk that's out there. I found a bunch of those. It was just viruses and stuff. Put the link to the shortcut on the video, please. Which video was that? I'm not sure. Does the Raspberry Pi auto load work if you've completely shut down the PS4 and Pi? So Jack, the Raspberry Pi will automatically pick it up and then just kind of go from there. So I was showing this a tiny bit earlier here, but if you go to here, I'll bring it back over to this right here. And so let's see. Yeah. So this happens on a brand new reboot. So I just, in this instance, it rebooted, and let's see. Oh yeah, I need to go back a little bit more. Okay. So after a reboot, here is what exactly happens. What you'll see is that it does all of the keystrokes and the emulation for you until you get to the very last part of it. So this right here, again, it says at the bottom, the Pi's controlling the PS4. This is raw, unedited footage. So yeah, you can check that out. Gaming Zone says, I have a Raspberry Pi Zero Wi-Fi. Online changes SSID network reboot, and it will not show. Online changes reboot the Pi. Wait, it will not show on Wi-Fi. I'm not sure I understand that question there, Gaming Zone. Is it true that we face problems with physical games? So, no. Physical games work just fine. I've got quite a few of them here. I'm bringing back an old favorite of mine. Which is Metal Gear Solid 4. Metal Gear Solid 4 on a jailbroken console or whatever. It doesn't matter. You'll see the little disc icon pop up there. And the game runs perfectly fine. I've got a bunch of disc games that I keep hanging around there. Yeah, 4 PS4s, but for the most part with PS4, let's see, let me fix that screen. Hopefully you all got to see the disc being inserted. Yeah, 4 PS4s, but keep in mind that I get the PS4s for cheap because I keep a watch on like OfferUp. I also keep a watch on like Craigslist and a few of those other types of places. Let's see. Just opening dev mode, nothing special. What firmware your main system on? Generic channel. My main system, believe it or not, is probably the one that's in my bedroom. Is the one that I actually spend the most time on. Say yes there. But yeah, disc games work perfectly fine with it. Yeah, so my bedroom one's at 6.72, and usually it's just laying in there, like kind of hanging out, and the evenings, or something like that. But that's usually my primary PS4. The PS4 that I have in here is just really for videos, and I just like to explore the stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's awesome because it's like just a hobby of mine. And then, I'm lucky enough to be able to get a couple of extra PS4s. Let's see here. Installing games and unlocking 60 FPS. Zon, I did a video that talked a bit about unlocking those 60 FPS. There is, just makes me want to play this game like right now, right? You cannot beat that. I don't know. Hopefully it's showing. But anyway, it's Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. There's several videos that I have that talks a bit about, one video in particular talks about 60 FPS packages. Okay, so let's see. I'm about to wrap up here, but Shanann, do you know a trusted link for the Slim image? I don't have one of those currently available for you, just because I don't really use a lot of the Linux stuff. Yeah, pure package files from the trust is definitely the way to go. I'm seeing that I have a lot of space when using Linux. Is that from my thumb drive? Okay, so generic says, Michael, so I'm not sure on the Linux question there. Michael, can you make a really easy DIY case for your Pi Zero, even from a TikTok case that you get from Walmart? Look it up. Actually, it would be fun to do that. There are a bunch of cases that you can get for this. Even the official cases are actually pretty sweet. So yeah, there's a lot of neat things there. I would like to actually see how to make one. Actually, that'd probably make for a very good video. Also, can I download package files directly to my jailbreaking console from the console? So, Dom, the answer to that is that yes, there is a way now to download package files from a site. It's not like PKGI from the PlayStation 3, but there is a application that is out right now that you can directly download games from. I'm not going to mention it right here, but yeah, there is a way. It shouldn't take you too hard to find it. Okay, well, I think that is about it for today. I greatly appreciate all of you for coming in here and hanging out and spending time with me today. You make my life so much better. I couldn't thank you enough. Stay tuned for more types of videos. Hit the subscribe button on the channel. It helps me out a ton. Really, and it helps me out with just the algorithms that YouTube has. I know you hear like every YouTuber like say subscribe, but only if you get something useful out of my videos or my channel would I say hit the subscribe button. But yeah. Anyway, I greatly do appreciate each and every one of you, and I am looking forward to more PlayStation 4 news and other consoles. I've been thinking about bringing in some other consoles, maybe heading back and doing some more stuff with the Switch again. I've got a Switch that's modded, or some other things. I don't know. Just kind of can keep things pretty open. Well, anyway, thank you all for hanging out with me today. I greatly appreciate you, and take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Tomorrow there will probably be 2 videos coming out, one for the PKG Ripper, and then I've been playing around with these shorts, trying to to see how well they perform. They work pretty well too. So anyway, take care, and I'll see you later.